It's Damon. I'm back with you here in the Botanic Garden of Katia. Katia? CATIE. I'm going Russian, but we're in Costa Rica, kind of in the mountains in between two coasts. I'm heading from Caribbean coast to the west coast to see some cacao farms and some permaculture and stuff. And so here you go with this amazing plant. If you've ever seen the corpse flower, the Titan Arum is the largest flower in the world. This one, it's got to be related because it's pretty much the same darn thing back here. If you've ever seen them in other botanic gardens, they have this mottled stem, and they have the same exact kind of leaves. But I'm not sure why Titan Arum is like that, but this one is different name. It's not quite as big, and maybe the fluorescence is slightly different because the Titan Arum has that big round space, and maybe this one is just more of this sort of funnel idea. It looks like, and I thought that the top died off when they did this, but they're still being a big kind of almost tree-like thing. And then so this is also called snake, not snake root, snake, and it's not snake plant. It's snake killer. The aerial part of the plant disappears during the dry season and regrows annually because it produces underground bulbs, which are occasionally consumed. So they're edible. It's used in folk medicine to treat snake bites, probably because of the pattern of the petiole, which suggests those of a snake. Alright, that is sort of snake-like, sure, why not? The flower is one of the largest in the world, reaching up to 4 feet in height. Its strong odor of decomposing meat attracts insects and traps them in the bottom of the flower where they die, just like the corpse flower. So, Dracontium gigas. Look up also Titan Arum. And put in the comments the differences of these two, because they're so similar in so many ways, and I don't know like the nitty-gritty details of what the differences are, and I would love your assistance on that. Thank you. Here's a flower for your efforts. All right, what else we got? More heliconia. Oh yeah, there's a couple of really great ones up here. Wow. Here's a ginger family, torch ginger. I think that's what we just looked at. That was the flower I just offered you, was the torch ginger flower. Here's a Peruvian balsam. There's bugs on me, everywhere. Peruvian balsam. Fast growing, light, floaty wood, but it also I think decomposes. Or does it not decompose? Balsam. It's just very light. Lightweight, it's not dense, so it's easy to cut. All right, so they did some cool stuff out here with the stems. It looks like some trees maybe sacrificed themselves to the entertainment zone, making circles, benches with the logs. There's some birds flying around through there with big wings. Here is what they call the queen of fruits on that other pamphlet, Mangosteen. And so I completely blew it on that durian. Oh well. And life will go on wonderfully. Here they call it the king of fruits. So is it the queen of fruits? Is it the king of fruits? Who's to say? Garcinia mangostana. Oh, this is king's fruit, not the queen of fruit. It's the queen of fruit and the king's fruit. The pulp is eaten fresh, used to make desserts, jelly, and juice. The rind of the fruit has tannins that are used as commercial dye. I didn't know that. The wood is used to make furniture. Yeah, it's very sturdy wood. Did you know that the mangosteen is also the delicacy of the gods because of the excellent flavor of the pulp? Yeah, certainly. Have you had mangosteen? Tell me what you think it tastes like in the comments. In the pulp and peel of the fruit, 84 xanthones have been identified, which have been documented to have antioxidant, anti-tumor, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory properties. Goodness, is there any other anti-fascist properties? Would be like the only other anti thing you could possibly have. That's like the most ultimate anti. 84 xanthones. Goodness gracious, that is some potent business there. Actually, they did have a MLM business for a while there. What was that? They had a mangosteen based beverage. I don't remember what that company was called, but they got awareness out about a plant, so I love that. So there you have it. I think in this section, we're gonna move on to the next section. That's probably a good thing to do. Move backward to the last section. I'm just really enjoying the canopy up here. I don't see any coconuts in this area. Cannonball tree. Why can't it, like, why would you have cannonballs if you could have coconuts? Seems odd, but I'm a little surprised they don't have maybe some like bunya trees for like if you saw that video from me in Australia, just orgasming out over the bunya seeds that were fantastically delicious. It's like a giant pine cone, and the seeds are just so good, and like, I don't know, like starchy, I guess is probably why they're so good, but very flavorful too. I was surprised at and fatty, oily, because they're like pine nuts, like giant pine nuts. So that was a fun video, but I'm surprised they don't have those in a garden like this, since they have stuff from all around the world. Diobromo cacao, minuscula, chiquita, ahí. And here we are back at the giant groves of 1, 2, and 3 bamboo, timber bamboo, good for building materials, and you can make cups out of it, because it has the sections, and if you cut it below the section, and then the next section will be empty, and then if you cut it before the top section, it can be used as cups or mugs. And you can actually use a smaller piece for a straw. I always wondered why there wasn't more straws made out of dried pieces of. See, there's between the node, this node and that node. That's almost a decent amount of straw. I guess if you get them, there's some longer pieces too. Cut it in between there. It's just an easy straw, and then it's compostable and enjoyable that way. So, all right. So we will go back to the bromeliad garden. Bromeliads are cool. Costa Rica is home to some native 200 species of bromeliads. Did you know that the pineapple is a bromeliad? Okay, and there it is in Spanish. We have this funny little path and this great little table that's made out of stones with stone benches, and it's got like ferns and stuff growing on it. How comfortable is that? That's awesome. So here's ananas, anasoides, the Pina de Jardín, garden pineapple, garden variety pineapple. So that's what they look like. The pineapples actually grow as a flower out of the middle. It would be fun to see anything like that in here, but so yeah, it's a bromeliad too. Lots of bromeliads, Tillandsia. There's like air plants. Oh, here's more ananas. Oh, this is ananas comosus. This is like more of the pina pineapple. Typical cultivation, and again, no flower. I think we're at the off time of year for most things to be flowering at the end of January. It's winter everywhere. This one's awesome though. Look at that. Echamia mexicana. Here's some beautiful ones that you'll often see as offered as your standard like houseplants, bromeliads. And so you water them. I don't know if you can see down in here, but you water them in the middle, and that's where they absorb stuff from, and then they can actually grow up on trees like this with they don't need roots. They have some things to hold on to where they are, but they don't need a lot of nutrients. They don't need like soil. I'm trying to say. So here's some more air plants. These are Tillandsia festucoides, which makes it sound like it's a grass. And then there's lots of various ones throughout this area. Not my favorite thing, and it's getting later on in the day, so I just want to show you how they're set up here on, they just have displays of them on former trees, and because I really want to get onto the cacao plot, since this botanic garden at CATIE has the most variety, the second most variety of cacao in the world, the first being Trinidad and Tobago. Here's a rambutan. Rambutan. The guy at the Finca La Isla Permacultura yesterday was telling me that rambutan it grows well here, but they often ship it in, which is odd because they don't think about growing it because it's from Southeast Asia. But it's not as it's hard to compete with how cheap they can get it coming in. So he prefers growing mangosteen and is trying to do more durian. And again, sorry for blowing it on that other video, but anywhere I find durian, I'm all about it. Send me durian. And I will see you in the cacao orchard in the next video.